It's a good bounce back win for us today. I thought we started the game with the right tone on the defensive end. And so that was
that was by design. Chelsea Gay's name carried weight until it didn't. Her exclusion from the latest Team USA roster signals more than just a roster shuffle. It marks the unraveling of a long-standing code in international basketball selection. 4 years, veteran loyalty, Olympic medals, and locker room influence shaped the blueprint. But that blueprint has been tossed. The new priority, immediate impact, speed, and adaptability to a global game that no longer fears the red, white, and blue. In that light, Gray and Brittany Gurrier, once untouchables, became expendable. It's a decision that doesn't just defy tradition. It openly challenges it. This move isn't about personalities, it's about philosophy. USA Basketball has redrawn the map with a youth-centered roster that bets on versatility, shooting, and athleticism over tenure and titles. With Caitlin Clark emerging as the offensive linchpin, the focus is clearly on a team that can evolve with the international game rather than rest on legacy. It's an uncomfortable transition, but a calculated one, signaling a new era that's built for 2028. Not the leak hit like a tidal wave. Behind the scenes at Team USA, the whispers had turned into a full-blown roar. Caitlin Clark was in. Chelsea Gray was out. Brittany Gurrier also gone. And the most jarring part, it wasn't a slow political maneuver. It was a clean, direct cut. Coach made the decision. That was the phrase floating around, echoing through locker rooms and front offices like a siren. It wasn't a loyalty move. This was strategy. When reporters pressed for answers, no one pointed fingers, but the silence said plenty. There was no sugarcoating that the selection wasn't about who had been great. It was about who was great now. And if that meant sidelining names that used to be automatic locks, then so be it. Chelsea Gray, Olympic gold medalist, WNBA champion, veteran playmaker, found herself on the wrong side of this new line. Not because she wasn't skilled, not because she didn't have the accolades, but because the standard had shifted. The game had evolved and Team USA wasn't waiting for anyone to catch up. Her absence from the roster was a signal that sentiment was out. Current output was in. This wasn't about disrespecting her resume. It was about hard numbers and hard truths. Gray's recent form had dipped. Injuries, age, and redundancy at her position gave the coaching staff every reason to move in a different direction. She still had supporters in the media and among fans, but the message from the top was unmissable. This team wasn't looking backward. Then there was Brittany Gurrier. Her name alone carries weight. A decade of dominance and presence on the global stage. But even Gurrier wasn't immune. The decision to leave her off the roster wasn't personal. It was philosophical. The new direction for Team USA is fast, versatile, perimeter-heavy, and the traditional big, no matter how iconic, doesn't fit that puzzle piece anymore. There's no denying Gurrier's leadership or legacy. But the coaching staff had one job: build a roster that could win against modern international competition. That meant asking the unthinkable. What if legacy is a problem? What if it's slowing us down? Cut fallout. As soon as the roster leaked, the internet detonated. Fans were furious, confused, and in some cases thrilled. The omission of Gray and Grinder wasn't just shocking, it was sacrilegious to some. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's inclusion raised an entirely different firestorm. Hadn't she been left off the original Olympic roster? Had something changed? Or was this always the plan? Insiders said the shift wasn't about pressure. It wasn't about TV ratings, jersey sales, or Instagram followers. It was about fit, Clark shooting, her court vision, her ability to stretch defenses. It made her indispensable. She didn't make the team because she was popular. She made it because the style of play needed her. Kathy Angelbert didn't confirm much, but her messaging around the decision had a clear undertone. The league was watching closely. Team USA had to not only win, they had to evolve. And in Angel Englebert's world, evolution means listening to data, adapting to global trends, and making choices that won't always please everyone. And yes, some decisions sting, but her stance was clear. This is about the next chapter. Holding on to the past, no matter how decorated, won't prepare the team for what's coming in Paris or Los Angeles. Stepping onto the roster wasn't a marketing gimmick. She's been carrying the Indiana fever on her back since day one, pulling off highlight plays and draining logo threes like it's a Tuesday. Her numbers spoke louder than any debate show, and her ability to change the tempo of a game was exactly what this roster needed. Still, her selection lit a match in a room full of gasoline. People asked, how could someone get cut weeks ago and now be at the center of the team? But those people weren't watching close enough. The game is changing, and Clark isn't the exception. She's the prototype. This isn't just a roster change. It's a blueprint overhaul. Team USA's new philosophy is built around spacing, pace, and flexibility. Gone are the days of relying on a dominant post-up center to bulldoze through smaller teams. That formula doesn't work anymore. Not when other nations are drilling threes, pressing on defense, and pushing transition for 40 minutes straight. So, the coaches adjusted the priority. Now, players who can switch across 3 or 4 positions, hit outside shots, and guard the perimeter. The result? Younger, quicker, sharper team built not for nostalgia, but for the long game. It's all about LA 2028. This isn't just a team for Paris. This is a foundation. The average age of the new roster is in the mid-20s. A full generational leap from previous Olympic lineups. Every name picked was chosen with 2 cycles in mind. Win now and grow together for the next 4 years. That's where Clark becomes pivotal. She's not just another scorer. She's the system built around her. Add defenders, shooters, and wings that can run. That's the vision. A core that sticks, that learns together, and peaks right when the spotlight hits in Los Angeles. But with every name added, there's one left behind. And for fans of Griner Gray or other veterans, the herd is real. These players built USA basketball's reputation. Their absence feels like an eraser, even if it's not intended that way. Caitlin Clark herself knows the weight of the moment. Publicly, she stayed quiet, respectful, but sources say even she was caught off guard by the sudden shift in direction. She's not trying to replace anyone. She's trying to live up to the opportunity. That pressure, it's enormous. Here's the bigger picture. International women's basketball is catching up fast. Countries like Australia, France, and Spain aren't afraid of Team USA anyway. They've got shooters, slashers, and strategies that punish teams stuck in the old ways. If USA didn't evolve, they were going to lose. It's that simple. So now it's a race, not against other teams, but against time. Can this new group gel in time for Paris? Can Clark lead under pressure? Can the coaching staff survive the blowback if things don't work? That's what's on the line. The future of USA dominance hinges not on what's safe, but what's smart. Caitlin Clark didn't just make the roster. She earned the green light. In scrimmages and workouts, the feedback was consistent. She was stretching defenses in ways Team USA hadn't seen since Diana Taurasi's peak. Her range forces opponents to guard her 30 feet from the basket, opening up driving lanes and disrupting structured defensive sets. That's not a luxury. It's a necessity in today's international game. But it's not just the shots. It's the pace she plays with. The way she sprints off screens, threads passes at impossible angles, and keeps pressure on every possession. She wasn't added to be a role player. She was brought in to lead. That's not a minor change. That's a franchise-level shift in philosophy. Veronica Burton was another quiet name left off the list. Not a headline grabber, but her defensive presence and steady play had made her a sleeper pick among analysts. And yet, she too was cut in favor of players with more upside, more offense, more versatility. It's not that she did anything wrong. It's that the ceiling wasn't high enough. That's the cold part of the process. USA basketball isn't filling gaps anymore. They're chasing dominant, and if a player can't deliver on both ends at a pace that matches global speed, there's no room left. It's harsh, but it's the kind of harsh that gets you gold medals. If it were drama, insiders at the Team USA training camp said it was intense from the first whistle. No one's spot felt safe. Players who were once assumed locks were getting outplayed. Younger talent was talking more, demanding the ball, pushing the pace. The veterans, some adjusted, some didn't. That tension simmered every day. At one point, A scrimmage ended with coaches huddled silently in the corner, writing notes. Someone overheard a staffer mutter, "We're going to have to be bold." That's the kind of energy that shaped this roster. Not handshakes and memories, but game tape and hard conversations. You could see it in the exhibition matches, too. The tempo was different. The team wasn't grinding out slow possessions or dumping the ball into the post every other trip. They were flying. Clark running pick and rolls, cutting defenders apart, wings spacing the floor, bigs who could switch and defend on the perimeter. This wasn't evolution, it was revolution. Fans watching those games noticed they weren't seeing the old Team USA formula. They were seeing something faster, meaner, more flexible, something that didn't need to rely on star power from yesterday. This team was about now breakdown. So, who made the final call? That part isn't public, but sources close to the staff say it came down to one person, the head coach. When it was time to finalize the roster, there was no vote, no appeals, just a decision.